Welcome back to AI for That. We are here today with Thomas Zuchtriegel, the CEO of Effekt-Etage. And Thomas, I'm excited to welcome you to the podcast.
Hi, Jack. Very nice to meet you here.
So give us just a one-sentence overview of what is Effekt-Etage. What do you do? Who do you serve?
Effekt-Etage, we are an agency, Berlin, Munich based, and we create the future of content creation using CGAI. And CGAI is a combination of CGI and AI. So we combine the best of both sides.
All right.
And we do this for automotive OEMs, but also for other industries.
The future of content creation. Say more about that. What does that look like?
You need images, movies, interactive applications, starting from campaigns to social media content, to content on a website for car configurators, for example. You want to do very high quality design videos before you approve the content, and shooting is expensive. Shooting takes a lot of time. And only with CGI, you are somehow limited. But in combination with the freedom of Gen AI, if you put both parts together, then you have the product correctness of the CGI and the creative freedom and the flexibility of AI. And that's how you get high quality, scalable content and increase the ROI.
So you make it a lot faster and a lot cheaper to make great content for companies.
It depends. It depends.
Yeah,
if you go on LinkedIn, and you see all these Gen AI videos, it all looks cool. If you have a lot of creative freedom, then you save a lot of time. But if you have like in a movie you shoot, you have the complete playbook, and each scene description is very detailed, and you have a very specific clip in your mind, then it's very hard to achieve exactly this with AI. But if you have creative freedom, then you save a lot of money.
I see. So that's where the expertise comes in. It's like
Exactly.
Anybody can create anything. Creating anything is not so hard. Creating a specific thing is what's hard.
Exactly. And the challenge is to get a reproducible pipeline. So the product has a specific life cycle, and you want to have market adaptation, seasonal adaptations. When the product gets an update after 2 years, you want to change only the product in the picture and not the entire production.
Got it. I'm curious how your customers have responded to this new ability, new technology.
Yeah, they like it. If you go on our website or the websites of our customers, they don't do physical shootings. They save money, they save time, and they get much more assets personalized to specific markets, and in the meantime also to specific seasons. So now winter is coming in Europe, and there's a winter tire season. And then you want to have personalized content fitting to your campaign. And this is doable. And we don't say don't shoot anymore, but we can combine the best of both. Shoot where you need the emotions with a glimpse of the eye. Use CGI in order to show the product correct, and use AI for the rest, and then combine it.
So I want to ask you a few questions. I want to get into your leadership journey in a few minutes, but AI is the hype and the reality of the moment. And I'm curious, you took over as CEO of an existing team, wanting to get everybody really aligned on moving from CGI to CGAI. Just walk us through, like, how did you do that? What were one or two of the challenges in getting everybody aligned in this new direction, and how did you move through them?
So the company, I know them from my past working with Audi. They have very creative people and very good tech guys. And they already started the AI journey before I joined. So for me, it was just to discover where are we and where to get. And it's the challenge is more on the client side to manage the expectation, what's doable with AI. Why does it take that long? And if one client has a look onto the footage of one others, with the creative freedom, then he loves the assets. But if you have an exact picture in your mind, then it takes some time, a lot of time. And inside the organization, I think transparency is key. we consider AI as a tool which amplifies and augments the skill set and the tool chain of our artists and of the production. And AI is not to replace somebody, but to augment the capabilities. And
Yeah.
that's it.
What's an example of how that's played out inside the company?
What do you mean?
An example of how it has augmented or amplified the capability of an existing creative person.
With Gen AI, you can just prompt and get lots of backgrounds, and you have different variations. And if you consider the output of the Gen AI like a shot variation, then you can show it to the client and you can do a pre-selection. What do you like more? It's like a mood board. And with specific enhancers and tools, you can use it for the production later on as well. And to do a mood board before, you were looking in the internet for stock images, for reference images from previous projects. And now you can just think about what should be possible and you prompt it and you get it.
So you're able to, and when you have that real thing, you're able to show clients something much closer to what you want to show them, and then I imagine get much higher quality feedback from them on what they're actually looking for.
Exactly, but this is also the tricky point. So some love it and they love to immerse themselves inside the opportunities of Gen AI, and others they want to move trees and leaves and unique pieces and elements. And the maturity and stability of many AI tools is not yet on the professional side of an CGI established software, like Unreal Engine, for example. And sometimes we have the feeling it's prompt and pray. You don't know what's coming back, but this is exactly where our CGAI pipeline comes into the game, where we try to create reproducible assets, and therefore you need to lower the expectations or manage what's possible and what's not possible. And with
Yeah,
a lot of post-production, you can of course move everything around and enhance it and create variations. But at some point, you need to say, okay, that's it.
I
But
love
the
that term.
possibilities are endless. Yeah,
Endless but still confined in a certain.
exactly. Yeah.
I love that term, prompt and pray. And I'm curious if you're willing to share, what's one small takeaway the team has learned that helps make reproducible assets?
Consider the Gen AI topic as backplates or as one shots like on a real shoot. Don't try to over describe what's inside the picture, and implement the CGI renderings using compositing elements. So many years back, everything was shot out of Unreal Engine or another renderer directly, and the level of the quality of the rendering was so good that post-production became smaller regarding the relevance. But at the moment, you need to combine the CGI with the AI topic, and the importance for the post-production for compositing increased again. And to have a stable workflow regarding the color pipeline and the assets exchange, that's a huge challenge and topic, which we are working on every day and trying to improve it, increase the level of optimization again.
I can appreciate the technical challenge there. I want to rewind the clock several months. You've been at Effekt-Etage for how long now?
I joined in April, so half a year, more or less.
And you'd been working with them for quite a while before that. I know you were, when we spoke the first time, you talked about your previous role at Audi as a dream job. Now, most people look for a dream job to go to, not to leave. So, what was it that drove you to leave this so-called dream job and take on the CEO role at Effekt-Etage?
Yeah, I've always so I'm very grateful for the time at Audi. I learned a lot. I had many opportunities, and it was really an amazing team. It was a lot of fun. But at some point, I did feel that I was stagnating, that I couldn't grow anymore. And I'm driven by the need to grow, to my self growth. I want to grow my team, and I want to grow the market from a business side. And when this is restricted at some areas, and in this case it was restricted for all the three elements, then I had the feeling I need to do something else. And therefore, I started my own startup. I joined another startup. They are all still in the market, but none of these took the hockey stick, and therefore, when a call from Effekt-Etage came, it was just the right timing regarding culture and the market challenges and the opportunities, what AI brings to the table. And
Yeah.
we were working on same projects in the past. We are in the same industry. I know the team, and it's great fun.
Fun seems to me to be such an indispensable element in it as well.
Exactly.
And you said you wanted more growth for yourself, for the team, and the market. Um, Take me into the growth for yourself. What's the growth that, as the CEO, as the leader, what's the growth that you're getting in this new challenge right now?
It's it's fast turnarounds, so decision taking time. Then I can decide or evaluate where to grow the company, which steps do we take, in which industries do we want to grow, what tools do we want to use, which partners do we select, which help us, and we help them in a win-win scenario in a complementary way. And I love to do it in a hands-on way, in an inspirational environment.
I can imagine that the speed and the stimulation contributes to the fun. So I'm curious, when you talk about fast turnarounds and decisions, it reminds me of something I read a while ago and came back to recently from, do you know the work of Jim Collins,
Uh,
the Good to Great author, among
yeah,
others?
yeah,
So he said in their research, they discovered and I want to see if this checks out with your experience now. They said that the best leaders don't necessarily make the fastest decisions. He said they do, as a sum, he said they go slow when they can, fast when they must.
yeah,
First asking themselves, like, how long does the risk profile of this decision, how long until the risk profile changes? I'm curious how that tracks with your own experience of operating in a context that's changing super rapidly, no doubt with clients wanting fast turnarounds, and at the same time wanting to make really intentional and effective decisions.
yeah. I think it's an interesting question, and there's no right or wrong. Yeah, it's the longer you are in the business, the more intuitive the decision making gets. And sometimes, if you there's a saying, a pregnancy needs 9 months. Independent. If you put 10 women in the same room, you can't shortcut the process, and you can't force the decision making for some things. So some things take time, whether it's a technological decision or it's a business decision, and you can't do it. But what you can do is you can learn and adapt until the time is right, when you feel that it's right. And for bigger things, if you lead a team, you it takes time. Yeah, you can't say from one day to the other, yeah, we do it this way. Yeah, you can, but people need to get used to it. They need to learn it. They need to get familiar and comfortable with it. Otherwise, you lose them. And the same applies to the business, with clients, with partners in the market. Some decision is potentially too tough or too radical. Yeah, they don't believe it's possible. Yeah, until it is.
Yeah. So there's a patience that you're describing. Also,
Exactly.
it can be tempting to just move fast, but if you want people to move along with you, then even if you're already living in the future, they might take some time to get there.
Exactly. And what helps to get experts within the team, or from the outside, to support the process, with knowledge what everybody values.
Hmm.
And if they see the advantages, then it's building up the momentum by itself, totally automatically.
Can you share an example of where you've brought in experts that's really supported the team transitioning?
We recently hired Christian. He has 30 years of experience in the VFX business. He created multiple workflows for X amount of studios, and everybody. So at Effekt-Etage, we have very good people. They are there for a long time. We have very little churn, which is very positive. Everybody likes each other. They're very supportive to each other, very friendly, very kind. So it's fun to hang out with them and to share a beer. But sometimes you need fresh blood, or impulses from the outside, from the industry. And regarding the maturity of the production pipeline, in order to increase the level of throughput and the quality at the same time, because all clients want better quality, but for less cost. And there I had the feeling we need more expertise. And together in a team, we decided we need support, and we found him, and he's a great asset.
And I'm curious, the last part of what you said, was it a team decision? Was it your decision? And
Uh,
how involved, or what were the reactions like of the people who he was now working and leading?
when I started at Effekt-Etage, I did a SWOT analysis, including 72 findings, what to improve from a business side, a marketing side, sales side, production side, operational side, and so on. And we are two managing directors. So Arne is my partner, and there's Björn, the founder, who is still around and supporting on the strategic side. And we discuss all these topics. And regarding the team, we nailed it down to two topics, what we would like to address. And inside, we identified very early that we need support in order to add more stability, experience, and maturity to the process, because exactly the reproducibility of the CGAI, this is our asset. So we took the decision in a team.
Wow. And how was it received by everybody who had been working on this team for so long together?
Good. Everybody provided a very warm welcome, and now he's a valuable asset from the team, even if he just started a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. Wow. It's a powerful example. I find sometimes, especially I work with a lot of high growth startups, and there is often this inflection point where uh, the people who got us here won't, at least by themselves, get us there to where we want to go. And there can be a resistance from some of them, sometimes even a fear from the leaders of what are all these people going to think when we bring in someone more senior. And
Yeah,
then I see time and again is if you bring in a really experienced person who's also an effective leader, they're actually quite grateful. They know
that's
underfoot
true.
over their skis. They feel like, oh wow, we have someone in house to go
Yeah, yeah,
to clarify a lot of the ambiguity.
yeah. I totally agree.
Okay, so take us a little bit into the future. You referenced a little bit ago. Um, what do you think is the most exciting opportunity in the CGAI space that has you, like when the call came, you were like, yes, I'm excited to lead Effekt-Etage towards that.
Yeah. Yeah, when you look, so e-commerce is the driving force. Yeah, everybody wants to make money selling services, or mainly goods. And the OEMs, they shoot in a traditional way for a very low cost per asset, which is uh, yeah, getting more and more complex because they need more and more content. If you look to the content, before we had television, then the internet came with social media, it exploded, and everybody expects relevant content, personalized content, but actually only very few or no OEM is really there. And using the traditional content production methods, it's impossible to pay for the required assets what is given. So the marketing budget remains the same, or gets lower, but the amount of assets is an X amount what we had in the past, and there's exponential growth expected there. And we have multiple channels independent of social media or TikTok, so it's no longer stills. It's moving content, and in the future, it's going to be interactive, immersive pixel streaming. It's going to be XR. And if you don't do your homework on your product side regarding CGI, how to get the data from the technical engineering to the marketing, in a reproducible and an extensible way, and how to combine it with state-of-the-art AI tools, what many great startups are providing, basically for free or uh, for a decent amount. Yeah, and if you combine both forces, then you can master challenge of content creation. And therefore, every OEM should work on its own strategic content creation ecosystem with the right partners. Yeah? And we are very confident that we don't focus on very high quality output, but also on measurable ROI. And therefore, the Effekt-Etage is the first address to talk to.
I love the repeated emphasis on reproducibility. In some ways, I would say the difference between a scaling startup and an established company is the confidence in reproducibility. We can do this. We can scale this. Uh, one final question. So much of our conversation is about AI, is about leadership. Our conversation about AI has been focused on how you're using it in your product and service. I'm curious if there are ways that you found to use it in your leadership internally or within the organization that are changing or enhancing the ways that you interact and lead.
Yeah, I use ChatGPT and Grok on a daily basis as a sparring partner in
Yeah.
conversations, in challenges, how to communicate. I use it as my private coach to handle or to summarize difficult situations. Last week we had a difficult project and I wanted to provide some positive feedback to the team. And then I did the feedback, I copy and pasted it into ChatGPT and I said, make it more positive. And then I increased it even more until I sent it. Because the day-to-day activities between one meeting and the other, between a sales call and an RFI, you sometimes lose the empathy. And AI can bring it back. So if you are skilled, I have my trained GPT, the way it should respond and help me guide my communication. And with two offices, it's often in a digital way, then it can help easily.
I love that. That really reinforces the thesis I have that as much as people fear that AI will replace or diminish human relationships, it can also be this amazing tool for deepening relationships and for expanding our interpersonal skill set in that arena.
Exactly. AI is just a tool and it's all a people business.
I love it. I love it. Thomas Zuchtriegel, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us where people can find Effekt-Etage and you.
www.effektetage.de or you can find me on LinkedIn
All right.
in Munich or Berlin. It was a pleasure to talk to you again, Jack.
Thank you so much.